Checklist.io.
All right. Welcome to Gen X Rated. How we doing today, Billy?
Pretty good.
Tuesday
Sun's still
edition, I
up.
should say. I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
Tuesday edition, I should say.
It's the Tuesday edition. That's right.
Don't want to mix up my days. You have not received any feedback from Spotify on that song, so we're going to continue to roll it out.
So far, we're good. Fingers crossed.
So a lot of random stuff going on today. I wanted to start with the Epstein Transparency Act, which passed today in the House, 427 to 1. Pretty impressive that it went through. I think part of it is Trump's talking about letting it go through because now they're going to tie it up with national security. Mike Johnson already floated that, and protecting the innocent, because a lot of innocent people, except for Democrats, you guys are all dirty.
Yeah, they're all guilty.
Guilty as can be. And yeah, so I think they're okay with releasing it. We'll see how far it goes. I don't think they're necessarily ready to name names because that might get somebody they love dearly into trouble. The victims were on Capitol Hill today speaking out. Marjorie Taylor Greene did join them. She's had death threats against her. Trump doesn't think she should worry about it too much. But she is kind of concerned. And
she blamed Trump for those death threats too.
She did. She also defined what a traitor was, since he calls her Marjorie Traitor Greene. It's a person that serves foreign countries and themselves. And I think she hit it right on the head with that one.
Sounds like Trump.
It really does. Johnson seems scared. That's always a good sign. And then Trump, wants to investigate all the Democrats because it's all Democrats. And then he started naming
Democrats. Them. Well, he supposed, I don't know. They don't know if it was Bubba that Trump went down on, but
it wasn't Clinton.
It could have been a Democrat, though.
They really were tying it back to a horse. A little crazy. E-I-E-I-O.
Nothing would surprise me with Trump.
I know, it's pretty crazy. Let's see. So, yeah. And then they talked about Prince Andrew, which is not on Trump's radar, but just a terrible person. He was in this from the beginning, him and Sarah Ferguson. I didn't really pay much attention to the royals growing up, but he's been stripped of his title, as you mentioned the other day. Larry Summers is deeply ashamed since Trump called him out as well. He's going to step back from public life, though he does still teach at Harvard, and he was the former Treasury Secretary, also known as the wingman for Epstein. So it was pretty gross. He was in a lot of those emails. But this is let Trump keep talking. Keep talking about all the Democrats. Clinton in the notes was never on that island, which Trump said he was today, which is fine. Keep naming everybody because we want everybody exposed, whether it's a Democrat or an independent or a Republican, obviously.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what they actually release. I'm sure they're busy right now redacting and changing things up. I mean, I wouldn't trust anybody in this regime, not in the least.
They feel like they got all of Trump out of this. So he's feeling pretty confident. He's getting a little jazzed up today with his buddy MBS, who made a big visit. They did a flyover at the White House for this guy. Yeah, he's all in with Saudi Arabia. They're going to invest $1 trillion in our country, whereas their GDP of Saudi Arabia is literally 1.1 trillion. So I don't know how they're going to do that. But where there's a Trump, there's a way, I guess. I don't know.
Or just a lie.
Or just a lie. Yeah. I was going to try and share the screen up here. This is not who I want to put up, but for a guy that really had nothing to do with Epstein, he sure isn't a lot of photos with him. We're going to come back to that a little bit, but yeah. Always interesting with Trump. It's always projecting on somebody else. And of course, he doesn't do any of these things. So
yeah, he's a choir boy, a real Boy Scout.
He's a real Boy Scout. Here he is showing off MBS. They did this weird handshake thing that was really kind of gross. Trump just loves them. Here he is fawning all over him. When a woman asked a question about, hey, the 9/11 people are really upset that this guy's here. And the public doesn't necessarily support the killing of journalists, but Trump snapped at her, said she was a terrible person, terrible reporter. He wanted to take the license away from ABC. It's a legit question. People are concerned about him, and I feel like to discount that is just kind of silly. But
yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, there's a lot of evidence indicating that he did have Khashoggi killed and dismembered right here on American soil.
yeah,
Trump doesn't give a shit. Trump is all about Trump, and he sees an opportunity to further enrich himself. He doesn't care. He is the definition of a traitor. He's just somebody that's out for himself, that's willing to sell out national security to enrich himself. He's a traitor, and he's a terrible person. And just his reaction to that reporter, I think you can tell that, one of the symptoms of dementia is when you can't control your frontal cortex. You just, whatever comes to mind just blurts right out, and we're just watching it in real time.
Yeah,
His
and
brain
again,
is turning to mush.
Her job is to ask these questions. They're perfectly legit. He just needs to respond better, or like you said, he just has no frontal lobe to control anymore, and that's fine too. Yesterday, he was calling a Bloomberg female reporter who asked about Venezuela piggy. It just came out. He pointed at her, called her piggy. It's just kind of gross. But we are going to sell F-35s to Saudi Arabia. MBS did mention that bin Laden did use some of the Saudis to try and ruin our relationship with the United States, which is so important to enriching Trump and his family, I guess. I don't know.
Exactly.
Trump said he's done a phenomenal job. MBS, I mean, he just loves anybody with wealth. It's just what he does. But it's just kind of gross for the rest of us. And just to have him in the Oval Office knowing that he had this guy chopped up. Now, of course, in Saudi Arabia, they said, oh, it was this guy. The dust settles, and then that guy that they thumbed isn't doing any jail time or anything. No prison time.
No prison time.
You did what I asked, so I'm not going to give you a hard time about it. But yeah, I think Trump's kind of losing it. I do hope that he continues to talk about it. I will say on that 427-1 vote that Clay Higgins, Louisiana, was the only one to vote no.
That guy would go down on Trump in a minute if Trump asked him to.
He is not running, so I think that's part of why he wants to stay in Trump's good graces, even though Trump said, go ahead and do it. He would never do that to the president. Never. So a little bit crazy. I mean, the madness of Trump's mind is that he tried to put a chandelier into the Oval Office. He was going to stick it right into the seal in the ceiling. Finally, his staff had to say it won't support it. Like, you can't do this. But he's got all kinds of great ideas.
Lots of great ideas. Yep.
The $2,000 tariff rebate, the odds of it happening in 2026 are now down to 2%. That was for individuals making under $100,000 a year. It would cost the country about $450 billion with a B to do that. So there's enough people within his regime that want no part of it. So that's not going to happen, but it does sound pretty good when you have 23 U.S. states in recession already and 11 on the brink of recession. For them to consider giving you $1,000 or $2,000, you probably feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, for about a month until it's gone, until it covers your grocery bill, your rent, what have you, maybe a car payment and a grocery bill. But yeah, that $2,000 is spit in the ocean.
Yeah, I agree. It seems ridiculous, but again, with his mental state, I think he feels like 2,000 is like $10,000 to him.
Oh yeah, because Trump has no idea about the value of money or what anything costs. I'm telling you, these people, they don't open their mail. They don't carry cash. They have no clue. They do not live in reality. That's why they're so fucked up.
I think you're absolutely right about that. No idea what's going on. And just to put a name to the face, I mean, this was Khashoggi's wife. This was somebody, I think he was about to break some news on the Saudis and he basically had to go. They didn't really care for him. But there are other people involved other than just the Saudi dissident who was 59 and literally cut up. It's for our president to be supporting that is just out of control. Here's MBS. Yeah, he had some issues. And the unnamed defendant, 7 to 20 years in jail, really got nothing. So let's be honest about that. It's just a big show, kind of like we have here.
Yeah, I mean, look at this guy, Minister Bonesaw. He's got the same dead eyes as Diddy has.
Good point.
These people they're psychopaths.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. But we've never had our president supporting necessarily a psychopath just for his own pocketbook.
A lot of things we've never had our president doing that we're just living out right now.
Oh, you're right. It's crazy. Well, and they talked about during the 1929, who would have been the president? Was it Wilson?
It was Hoover.
Hoover. Who was before or after? It had to be after.
Well, after came Roosevelt to get us out of the Great Depression.
All right. Well, I guess I should have boned up on that. But the bottom line was the White House was eating as the American public was eating during those hard times. They weren't throwing lavish parties at their country club and feeding people surf and turf. They stuck within the box of what everybody else was having just to show solidarity.
Well, yeah, you think FDR threw a Christmas bash after Pearl Harbor?
No, I think you're absolutely right. He did not. But it's just kind of gross. A lot of this is going to be too hard to hide. I'm going to put up Prince Andrew again. We know that Maxwell in the background is looking to get out. They moved her just because they want her to shut her mouth. This is Virginia right here. As her book is being read by more and more people, it's really hard to deny what these people did to these women. Children. They were not through puberty. So come on. Those that were, it's still assault. They're still children.
Yeah,
it's gross. And Prince Andrew is a pig, and I hope that he gets what he should be getting. Again, I wasn't really familiar with the Fergie stuff. I do recall it in our youth, but like, who cared about the royals? It's just kind of not a thing. But terrible people. So I hope they all get it. Is basically what I'm trying to say here.
They do. Yeah, they definitely deserve it. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I think it'll go a long way to getting us back on the path of not being the biggest assholes. I just want to put up Higgins here because this is the one person to vote against it. Unbelievable.
He looks like the kind of guy that would vote against it. I mean, look at this guy.
I know, not great.
Think he might have some kiddie porn on his computer?
Well, he's making blowjob face, so anything's possible. But again, like that's not the look of somebody that's endearing to Trump. I mean, Trump said, "Hey, I'm a powerful guy. No wonder he wanted to keep in touch with me." But Trump flew on his private jets a lot. 93 to 97, as you can see, the flight logs. Do these look like a couple of guys that are mortal enemies? No. Maybe Epstein could have a better fitted jacket, but Trump looks like he's all in. A couple more shots. There's Giselle in the background and Epstein again. Michael Bolton. Hey, if you're a pig, so be it. We do know that Epstein slept with Melania and then passed her on to Trump. Well, there's the prince right here. And look, he's got his buddy Epstein. You got Melania. To think that she doesn't know anything is crazy. So again, we're not going to beat this to death, but it would be nice if this stuff would go away. And people would be held accountable, and the survivors could get some of their life back, and know that they're not being told, "Hey, it's a hoax. It's a Democratic hoax. This didn't happen to you," when clearly all of this happened.
Well, and maybe the general public will wake up to what terrible people these people are, starting with Trump. Yeah,
he's the tip of the spear, I guess. And there's just so much information out there. It is going to come out. And again, as Trump talks and tries to blame everybody else, good luck with that, because it's not working. We did see
you lie your way out of this one.
You can't. You just can't. FEMA chief David Richardson resigned yesterday, one step ahead of being fired. Some of his famous quotes at FEMA were, "Stay out of my way. I and I alone speak for FEMA," as he was like, hurricane season. What? That's such a thing?
What's that?
He was definitely a DEI hire and a total dolt. Let me put his picture up because he's worth 1,000 words. He was in charge during... He was in charge during the Texas flood that went through that camp, killing 25 campers. He was unavailable and on vacation. Um, yeah, he's on his way out. He was going to be fired, but hey, take the easy way out and resign when you know you're overmatched, which he clearly was. They're looking to get rid of FEMA altogether, maybe put it under a different department, talking about moving headquarters to Texas from DC, because everything's great in Texas, right?
Everything's great in Texas. You can do anything you want in Texas.
Well, this is true.
It's like international waters. Anything goes.
I put a lot of that on Governor Abbott because he's all about it. Hot Wheels, yes. Yes, sir. So as everybody's watching the show of Trump and MBS at the White House and probably fuming about it, the whole deal with the shutdown wasn't to enrich Trump by another $1 trillion investment in our country, which, again, the 20 trillion that have already been invested in our country, we really haven't seen. We're not seeing the progress of these factories. We're not really seeing any of the actual money. We're just being told about it. I don't see that there's a big hiring burst going on where people are getting, good paying jobs or anything. Not seeing any of it. At least we're on that.
Well, and the only the only construction problems I'm seeing, like out in the wealthier suburbs and exurbs, are those just giant homes and subdivisions. You're not seeing any kind of affordable housing being built.
No. Though that was something that was talked about with the other candidate, bringing those types of things, a living wage, affordable housing, climate change, some kind of plan, not concepts of plans, but actual plans to do something about it, as opposed to saying that's a hoax. The oceans are going to rise 1/4 of an inch, whatever. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, wait till Mar-a-Lago gets swept away.
Ooh, good Lord. How could you even say that?
Yeah,
that would be pretty awful. And the whole thing with the shutdown, I want to come back to. I'm going to start with this guy, but it's about healthcare, and there's a couple of interesting points. I think we all know who this guy is. He's all about changing our diet, making America healthy again, which sounds great on the surface. I'm all about it. Maybe we could take toxins out of our food. Maybe we could do a lot of things to make people healthier, make food more affordable. Who knows? But this guy's all about going back to old school. All kinds of protein, beef, chicken, seafood, pork, full fats on any of the dairy, all about the butter. It sounds really great, making America healthy again. And that may have worked for your grandparents' generation, because as you've always pointed out, they were pretty busy. They were working all day. They were on their feet.
Very active. Yeah.
Exactly. Not so the case anymore. A lot of people are stuck at a desk, etc. But currently, he wants to end the war against saturated fats. Everything I mentioned would have saturated fats in it. But we're going to revolutionize the food system and the food culture in our country to fit his diet. It has nothing to do with any data. It's about him.
Well, in the data, the science shows that, saturated fats themselves, if you limit them 20 to 30 grams a day, they're fine. Saturated fats don't make you fat, but you're better off with unsaturated fats, fatty fish, walnuts, flax seeds, sunflower seeds, chia seeds, peanut butter. Yeah. I mean, fats in and of themselves are, they're an essential macronutrient. You need them. But, and a lot of people do swear by the carnivore diet. But one of the things you're missing when all you're eating is just meat, and more meat, you're not getting fiber. You're not getting, you're missing out on a lot of essential vitamins and minerals. It's not a healthy diet over the long run. I mean, science does show, it does have some benefits. Absolutely. Yeah. But you're also putting your body into a kind of a diabetic state where you're running on ketones. So, some people swear by it, but to make it a policy, people that want to do that diet are doing it now.
For sure.
To try and put the whole country on that is it's ludicrous and it's ridiculous. And clearly it's coming from a former heroin addict with a worm in his brain, because it's just insane. And this guy, he's pumped up on testosterone, filled with meat. I'd be curious to see what his actual blood panel looks like. What's his cholesterol looking like? I mean,
but this is somebody that can afford the best of the best. He can
Well, and
afford to be
again,
monitored. Most people go to the doctor once a year to get that blood panel and see where you are. Oh, your bad cholesterol is rising. You need to cut out
mhm,
this, that, and the other. You need more of this, that, or the other. I mean, there's got to be some common sense and middle of the road. I'm all about eating meat. I don't have a problem with that. But it would seem that everything in moderation. We already know that too many saturated fats, heart disease,
mhm.
strokes, bad cholesterol, which again leads to strokes, heart attack. Like we know this stuff, so let's kind of use it and maybe grow from it, and still continue to eat your meat. But like, come on, man, this
Yeah,
is ridiculous policy.
it is ridiculous. Well, it's coming from a ridiculous man.
Yeah,
A more solid policy is, a, 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 a diet that works for you.
yeah,
There's different body types, different things work for different people.
genetics.
Regular activity. Don't be so sedentary. Get up, walk around, move weights, stay flexible. But, again, these people are just, they're all about huge generalizations. There's no accounting for, subtleties and, just fine points of things. Everything's got to be, they fucking want to just bludgeon you with these policies as opposed to, something that is actually sustainable and works. It's ludicrous.
It is. It's too much, and there's usually something behind it where somebody's making something from it.
Mhm.
That's usually the general rule with this administration. Something.
Maybe he's getting kickbacks from the beef industry.
Yeah, why not? Uh, they're making money hand over fist right now, so Trump says. So I guess it's working for somebody, but I can't afford ground meat. So
What about all those illegal cattle that are being shuttled up from South America?
I mean, seriously. So they come all the way up from South America. They bring their cattle with them. Then they slaughter it, process it, and sell it. No wonder. No wonder the beef industry is so upset.
Yeah, and then they sell it for, pennies a pound,
Yeah.
which I don't think anybody's seeing that.
No, it's such made up nonsense.
Yeah, well, I saw
Um,
today how much you're going to pay for your Thanksgiving turkey. That's already rising up, whether you get it at Walmart or not.
Okay, and we've already decided that the Walmart stuff was 6 items. Last more generic items or Walmart brand than anything, and they'll die on that till the end because they said, well, it's 5% cheaper,
Yeah.
and who needs sweet potatoes anyway?
Yeah, they're poison.
And sticking on the health thing, just because the shutdown was all about these subsidies with the Affordable Care Act, which is very important to many people. Just wanted to put up Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and I know we talked about this many months ago, but up until 1973, um, health insurance was not for profit. So in 1929, Blue Cross and Blue Shield in Texas was started. It was created for Texas teachers at Baylor University. And the idea was to pay a small amount every month, and you would be guaranteed 21 days of hospital care. What I found interesting was the philosophy, which still resonates today. It was a social movement to ensure that the public had access to medical care and protected individuals from financial ruin,
Mhm.
which you talk about all the time. I mean, we'll go back to Trump and his ACA concept. But again, we're all one slip from financial ruin,
Oh,
essentially.
yeah. Well, you may remember back in 1984, I was in a car accident that required not one, but two ambulance rides from a local hospital to a city hospital with a level one trauma center, uh, surgery, cranial surgery, and a stay in the hospital. And, our mom was a single mom and we were covered. We weren't wiped out. I was covered under her insurance. It was not a financial disaster.
Yeah,
Today, for that to happen, even with insurance, you're still looking at just an enormous hospital bill that is going to wipe a lot of people out. It's
for
just
sure.
ridiculous.
Or just kill you.
Or just kill you.
Nobody was turned away was part of their policy, which is what the Affordable Care Act was bringing to the table. I mean, three big points were pre-existing conditions. You couldn't be turned away because of them. They also
Mhm.
added benefits like
10 essential benefits that every plan has to cover. Yes.
maternity leave, mental health, which we talk about all the time, very important. And lastly, it created tax credits to help people actually afford insurance. So you had it. I mean, there was a while there where you had to show every year at tax time that you had health insurance, and it was kind of important. But then all of a sudden, it became for profit. $25 billion a year is being made off it. So if you can make money, the Republicans are all in.
Oh yeah.
And they were all about it. So Trump refuses to sign any kind of extension to the ACA, which is what this whole shutdown was all about. He will not do it. He just wants to give individuals some money. We've talked about the health savings vehicle, which is great, but it's not going to cover your full fee if you have cancer or if you need surgery. Those surgeries can be $200,000. So you're not getting that in your monthly payment.
It's not going to cover a broken leg.
Probably true.
Seriously, the average cost of that is right about that. Just a broken leg. He has no clue. And again, it's just so offensive because they've had nothing but time to come up with a plan, and they haven't. Well, we've got a concept of a plan. You don't have shit. You've got nothing. And you watch, man, if they let this expire, people are going to drop their coverage. And, if Trump's whole thing is, well, if you're healthy, you'll be fine. Healthy people have accidents. Bad things happen to healthy people.
Absolutely.
So yeah, but again, this just sums up Trump. No sense of compassion, no sense of empathy for anyone. No, he's a complete sociopath.
But keep in mind, it comes with a slogan, only way to make great healthcare in America. Just rolls off the tongue when he says it.
Yeah, and that's all it is. It's just a slogan. It's a shell. I mean, this guy has no clue. There's no plan, and they've had nothing but time. What did you do what did the House do during their whole layoff, their whole
They
paid
were working
vacation?
20 to 22 hours a day, Billy. Busy. Super busy.
Yeah.
It is a little crazy. And here's something. They knew when John McCain kept it going, the Affordable Care Act with his famous thumbs down, they knew after Obama helped with the Affordable Care Act that it needed to be fixed. They knew it had issues. And how long ago was that? And to your point, they've had all this time to bring their concepts to fixing what we already have, which isn't the worst ever, but you could have fixed it and you chose not to. Instead, you want to come up with some magic beans. You're going to send me magic beans every month. And then when I have a problem, I'm going to use those magic beans and then be told that I'm not welcome here because my magic beans aren't enough.
Yeah. These magic beans ain't shit. Get out of here.
We're off magic beans. Okay. You have cash, then you can stay.
Yeah.
So I feel like it goes to your point, empathy. We just are losing out on that. It's something we'll talk about more later on, not today, but it's something as a nation that we're really suffering from. People just don't have it, and they just don't have the understanding, care, and empathy for others right now. And it's really puts us in a weird place because America used to be all about that. For at least my understanding, help your neighbor, give a shit about your community. I don't know. It seems like some basic stuff.
Yeah, and then the billionaires and the oligarchs took over.
Yeah, and then we all became enamored with them because I could be one of those guys, and aren't they cool? And they do this and they do that, and we let them walk all over us, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
To that point, there is Peter Thiel's sold out 537,000 shares of his NVIDIA. They're worried about this AI. We pump in all this money. Amazon now is looking into taking on debt to be more creative with AI. We already saw that Meta started doing this, and that only increases the opportunity for a giant bubble, which nobody wants. Thiel also got rid of 76% of his Tesla shares. Again, I think it's the AI direction that's kind of scaring people. Or at least the billionaires don't want to be the ones caught with it. Musk is his own beast, but when you got $1 trillion guaranteed to you, what are you worried about?
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Nothing,
and
right?
it's like, we caught part of that interview with the I don't even know who that guy was. It was an AI person on 60 Minutes. And the stuff that was exposed was horrifying. And he was saying, "Oh, don't worry about it." But I mean, the AI I forget the name of the model that they were bringing out and that they were testing, but it had already been compromised by foreign actors. It was already giving out hateful answers to things. It was going its own direction. It was literally blackmailing people. They were using it as like an HR function, and they developed this, right? They developed a scenario. This didn't really happen, but this is the scenario they ran through, where the AI was an employer, and it found out you were having an affair with somebody at work
Through your
and
emails.
through your email. Yes, going through your stuff, monitoring stuff, and you didn't have to tell them that. And they were ready to use it against you. They were going to blackmail you. Well, we'll bring this to light. It's going to be very harmful. However, if you do this, I mean, so many frightening aspects to this technology that we do not understand. And we're just, it's become like protein. All of a sudden you saw protein in everything. Protein, protein, protein. Oh, protein shakes, protein bars. Great. If you're working out, if you're an athlete, if you need, if you don't have enough protein in your diet, because protein, yes, it is essential. It doesn't have to be in everything. It's not going to do you any good if you're not, being active, if you're not working on your fitness, getting enough steps, lifting weights, eating protein infused yogurt. It's not going to make you healthy necessarily unless, you're not getting enough protein, period. But now it's just AI this, AI that. Everything's going to be AI. It's just, there's so much slop. Like you were saying before, the internet is filled with it now. There's more AI content than there is, human generated content. And
right.
The shit that you see now with the AI voice mispronouncing words,
it's annoying.
It's really getting annoying. And it's just,
and maybe we could just proceed a little bit more slowly and with some caution. It seems
carefully,
like we're just jumping in.
Yeah.
To your point with the protein, it's like we're all in. I mean, before this, it was fat free. Oh, if it's fat free, I can't get fat. These ding dongs are fat free. So I'm just going to pound them because they're yummy, but they're fat free. So I should be okay. I mean, let's hope this doesn't go the way of the grapefruit diet. Okay.
What about the cabbage soup diet? You remember that?
God, yes. Stinky.
Jesus Christ. The whole coaching staff in Atlanta that year was on it. And just all of the offices just stunk because, you're eating nothing but cabbage.
Every day was like St. Patty's Day. Okay.
Oh, God. So good thing there was no smoking allowed in the facility, because if somebody lit a match, that place would have gone sky high. It was just filled with gas.
Yeah. Well, and this all comes back to all these investments in AI, and we're kind of taking our eyes off the, Trump talks about the markets. He talked about it yesterday. Oh, people say the markets don't reflect, but those 401ks 2 days ago, everybody's 401 was the highest they've ever been in the history of mankind. Like, really.
And then they dropped yesterday.
Yeah. First of all, I don't think that was the thing. With his 401. It's just made up nonsense that he just tries to give people something to grab onto to continue to support him and his fallacies. We've added $1.95 trillion in national debt since July.
That's what Republicans do.
And how's that happen when you just brought in $19 trillion into our economy? I wanted to mention, too, that while MBS was there, because he's such an important part of our government, because we just love him so much, you had Vance was on the couch, Dissent was on the couch, Rubio was there, Hegseth, of course, war guy, and Lutnick. So all the players were there. You guys don't have anything else to do day after day but sit there. I mean, this isn't Johnny Carson, and Vince McMahon or Ed McMahon. It's ridiculous. Why are you guys here? Go do something. Aren't you guys being paid to do something? I mean, literally, 5 of you are sitting over here doing nothing.
Well, Vance was waiting for everyone to leave so he could do something with that couch. But yeah, it's ludicrous, man. Sometimes it's almost satirical. Just, you've got the dumbest, most duplicitous people in positions of power. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's almost like a comedy.
Well, we
to
saw
watch
South
these
Park.
idiots in action.
We saw the South Park. It was pretty entertaining with like Fantasy Island with Vance being, tattoo. Yeah, that was crazy.
That was crazy. Highly recommended, though. Very entertaining.
Extremely funny. Yes. So, and just staying on the financial part, the debt continues to go, even though we're being lied to. And now the Republicans are backing a bank lobbyist legislation to remove requirements that have new banks are required to have enough money on hand to take care of losses, protect the consumers, and to prevent the need for government bailouts.
Yeah, we're off that.
I mean, meanwhile, we're on the bridge, just bank failure, the markets, people are pulling out, AI, whatever, fill in the blank. Nothing seems secure, and then we're going to take the restrictions off banks to have some kind of backup plan. It's
Yeah,
insane.
that's fucking insane.
So be aware, these guys aren't doing us any favors. I'm going to put this up on about not doing favors. This is Walgreens, who was originally out of Utah. I lived out there for a while. I was a big fan of Walgreens. The Mormons ran things pretty strict and well done. Walgreens has been sold now to a private equity company, Sycamore Partners. Their first order of business was to make sure the employees no longer received paid time off for the 6 major holidays. That does include Christmas and Thanksgiving, which are coming up. I thought that was really kind of
Dickish.
lousy. And then I saw another story with these guys, Black Bear Group. They're a private equity company, and they're buying up a bunch of youth sports facilities, mainly ice rinks. And then they're banning the parents from being able to take photos or videos. Now you have to pay for that, right? Because these guys are smart. So, whoa, streaming live on HD. We already have a thing called Live Barn where you're able to, most of the rinks locally have it. You can pay for the subscription. You can share it with your family. You can watch any rink that has it. And it's kind of a neat idea.
Oh, yeah.
But now Black Bear's in the game. I'm sure they're backed by a lot of money. And we know what hedge funds do. They're just not really there to help.
Yeah, no, anytime they get involved with anything, it goes to shit. They suck as much money out of it as they can, and they
All the
let it die.
resources.
And yeah, that's just shitty. It really is. I mean, these people, fuck, you're not going to give people paid time off for the major holidays. That's lame.
Yeah.
And
Do you get time and a half if you do work? Probably not.
no. But as far as like youth sports are concerned, I mean, it's already concerning that, it's becoming a have and have not situation. I mean, how many families, can actually afford to have their kids play youth hockey?
It's a lot. It's
It's an
really
extremely expensive sport, and or travel baseball, travel basketball. Um, there's a lot of people being left behind, and it's only going to get worse now with these people running the rinks, and it's going to trickle down to even adult rec league hockey. I mean, you're going to see league fees going up. You're probably going to pay more for a stick and puck session.
and
All of that.
and ice being the resource is where you're really going to get gouged.
Mhm.
My local rink starting for us in spring will be another $10 an hour, which doesn't seem like a ton. And I'm not criticizing the rink, but that's where it's going. We talked about several months ago in Dallas how the Stars were buying up a lot of the local rinks to be
Yeah.
able to control ice time there, including adult rec hockey. But I will say this: you're at the bottom of that list because they're going to fill that ice with anybody but you.
Mhm.
And if there's something left, maybe you get to play too.
Yeah, and I'm not coming out at midnight on a Wednesday night to play, shitty hockey.
Exactly.
Sorry.
No, I think you're absolutely right.
We can just, forego the hockey and we'll just gather in the parking lot and drink beer at 9 o'clock. How about that?
In a reasonable time. I love it. Yes. And part of that, those that have are able to spend on that. You can get your kid private lessons. You can put your kid into the hockey academy. You got
Yeah.
all these great plans for these kids, and the parents are willing to pay. I think that's why it's such a I don't want to say scam, but they're willing to do whatever for junior, and somebody's willing to take your money because you are.
Oh, yeah. So you pay, I don't even know how much these hockey academies are. Your kid's basically going to school online at the rink, getting, 3 ice touches a day, private coaching, which is great.
Sure.
That's really nice, but it's also coming at the expense of your kid actually going to school and learning how to mingle with kids that aren't hockey players,
Yeah.
people that aren't hockey coaches. Yeah, online, all your classes are online. Yeah, great. So your kid's going to come out. He's not going to be that well-rounded. And here's something: chances are he's not going to the NHL.
Yeah. So let's just say
Most
you have
likely.
100 kids at that academy. You'd be lucky if one of them made it to the NHL, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, the odds are so slim. Maybe he'll get a college scholarship, he or she.
That'd be
Perhaps
great.
could happen, but you also could have had a more balanced kid and just taken that money that you're paying and put into account every year, that 20, 30 grand. I don't even know how much they are, but I know they're a lot.
Yeah.
Go to that academy. But these people don't care because they're the elite. And now you have even like Pee Wee elite, Might elite, like
Might elite.
6-year-old elite. It's ridiculous.
It is pretty crazy. Yeah. And just to come back to the financials, Goldman Sachs in October saw the largest drop in employment since 2020. And these are just guessing numbers because the Trump regime's not announcing any kind of job numbers, period.
I don't think they're even tracking it, honestly. I don't think they want to know.
Well, because now they've already blamed the Democrats. That shutdown ruined everything. How can I tell you anything about information because you ruined it? It's over.
Yeah, and I'm still pissed at them for caving.
Well, here we are, 427 to 1 as far as releasing the Epstein files, which is a good start if that actually happens. And that next up will be getting people on the record supporting Trump that they don't want to support the subsidies for the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah.
And it's a process. So now you're on the record for that. Now try and get reelected. Go at it.
Yeah, well, Josh Hawley's going to get his $500,000.
Oh, that was just something thrown in there, buddy. Don't worry about that.
Just throw it in there. But yeah, why was I investigated? Well, let's see. That was a horrible day, a horrible event. And anytime any kind of crime is investigated, of course, they're going to go through the records and see who was talking to who. And they didn't listen to your calls. They weren't recorded. Your rights weren't violated, but people wanted to know, what were you doing? Who were you talking to that day?
Yeah.
As you jogged out of there, Josh. But now you're going to get $500,000 for, aiding in a conspiracy to overthrow the government. That's great.
That's going to continue to trickle out too. This isn't conspiracy talk. There's just way too much information out there. I saw the number today that Trump, invested himself personally $3 million to get people on January 6th to come to town. They bust him in.
Ginny Thomas was part of that.
Jeannie Thomas, correct, was another person. There was a point person bringing people in here. There was a purpose to that. These people weren't just coming to visit the Capitol and socialize. You're not going to shit on the speaker's desk because you're happy to be there. Weird.
That was an inside job. Oh, look at these sconces on the wall as you lead a group through some back part of the Capitol that nobody ever goes to, and certainly not on any tour.
Or the representative that left the back door open. I mean, that's all on video surveillance. It's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, again, on the numbers, October freight shipments plunged to the lowest level since 2009. We always like to revisit what that was, the financial crisis, not hoping for that to happen again. But, we can't get out of our own way, and we're not even trying to at this point. It's crazy.
No, we're just steeped in corruption, and we've got some of the worst people imaginable, in the House, in the Senate, in the White House, in this regime. It's ridiculous.
And there's always somebody to blame. Like Home Depot came out, their reported earnings were missing their earnings. And they said, well, you know what? We had fewer storms. Okay. That's partly to blame. If we could just get some more storms, the anxiety.
Well, you'll get your wish.
The U.S. consumers have anxiety about the economy. I mean, you're making this happen. The housing market is in one of the deepest funks we've seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So people aren't doing renovations and getting their Home Depot stuff. The only guy that's buying stuff from Home Depot and renovating is Trump in the Oval Office.
And doing it very poorly, I might add.
I mean, I wish I'd had the photo of him with MBS, because now he's got like a fireplace lining thing that's all gold. So you not only have your mantle in gold, but now you got this huge thing in front. It's just gross. It looks cheap. It's tacky. It's just terrible.
Maybe he should just dip himself in gold.
He really should.
Mm-hmm.
I was also going to say, on the Home Depot side, you're losing a lot of customers that don't want to come there and be arrested and taken someplace else.
Yeah.
Home turnover is super low. People aren't even able to move. And, I don't think these, because half of Home Depot's products are not tariff. That's their whole thing. We get them domestically, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're still charging a lot because you can. and then you can blame it on the tariffs. How many people know where that came from? Most don't. So you just lie to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy enough.
Oh yeah.
And some
Well,
people
they didn't ask, so we weren't telling them.
Yeah. So I think I'm not even going to talk about ICE and the money that was grifted to make those ads, but it's all kind of tied together. Kristi Noem, she has her DHS chief spokesperson, and that spokesperson comes out on Fox, and that person's husband works for a company that gets a no contract or no bid contract from Homeland Security. Kristi gets hers, her associate gets hers, her husband's a hero. That's $200 million. I mean, we throw money around like that for these ridiculous things all the time, but we can't afford healthcare. We can't afford, fill in the blank.
Well, they're throwing our money around. That's the thing too. I mean, they're throwing our tax dollars away on whatever whim, strikes their fancy, or whatever way they can think of to, grift their way to more cash, but yet they can't take, our tax dollars and put together a healthcare system that works for people.
Sure.
It's maddening.
It is. Maybe fix the roads, maybe put it into transportation. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do, but instead we're pushing people into Chicago. The latest one's Charlotte. We're going into Charlotte to really clean it up. And I love the fact that now it's not about undocumented anymore. It's pedos, rapists, murderers, gang members. I mean, they're just trying to scare the elderly or something, because it's horrifying. All these people are in Charlotte. What happened?
Well, the reason they're going into Charlotte is because the circuit court there is more conservative. They found out that the Illinois one is more progressive, and they're not going to fuck with New York because the Southern District of New York is a very progressive court, so they're not going to fuck with that. But they think Charlotte maybe, and then they're looking at New Orleans next.
Wow.
Yeah, these people have a plan, and the last master plan that rolled around from a fucking fascist regime didn't work out so well. Now, did it?
Very good point. Well, it can't go on forever, knock on wood. I did have a couple of happy endings. Today, the federal court in Texas blocked the gerrymandering. The congressional maps will not go in effect for the 2026 elections in Texas. And I thought this was really eye-opening. The Indiana State Senate, they voted against a special session for redistricting. So they're not even going to do it. And those were two seats that Trump really wanted badly, and he's going to make people pay for that. But in this instance, even the Republican Senate in Indiana was like, it's a loser. We're not interested.
Like Trump, it's a loser.
Yeah. And people will come out and people will vote their conscience. We've seen plenty of Republican districts where people are fed up. And it's not a Democratic hoax, and it's not a Democratic failure. It's our democracy that's being pushed around, and people don't want that.
Yeah, it's about having your vote taken away, essentially.
That could be next, and we're hoping not. But California, we'll see. So far, their redistricting is going ahead as planned, so we shall see.
Yeah.
But I know you have a busy afternoon. I just wanted to talk about some of these things, and it certainly helped me get it off my chest with your assistance, as always.
Oh, happy to help. So
I appreciate that. I will see you tonight, and I wish you good luck with your testing today.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll let you know.
You got this. I ain't too worried about you, buddy. Good job today.
Thanks, buddy. You too.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
See ya.
See ya.